Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very warm welcome, and we are back for round 4 of the Adrenaline GT3 Championship, powered by Precise Lubrication. It's season 9, and we are at the, not quite the halfway point of the season, but we're getting close to it. It's round 4 at the 24 Hours of Le Mans Circuit de la Sarthe for our racing pleasure today. It is retro round as well, so a number of retro liveries going to be out on the circuit today with our drivers in Division 1, taking on 9 laps of this 13.63 kilometre circuit, 29 corners, although that number is disputed. I believe 38 is what's listed by Circuit de la Sarthe, but Gran Turismo only lists 29 corners. The longest straight, well, it's 1.6 Ks. However, the Mulsanne Straight will make up 2 sections of that, even 3 sections of that, and it is a very long piece of road. That Mulsanne Straight split up by 2 chicanes, and then out of the hairpin all the way down to Indianapolis at the bottom of the hill there. 122 kilometres, a hard tyre required for our drivers today. It will be an action-packed day, that is for sure. Let's have a look at our grid. It is Ribwine Ibn Hamza that lines up on pole position from Art DJ. They'll share the technical front row. And then it's Sharky in position number 3. Close times in qualifying, which is great to see for such a long circuit. Nothing separating those top 3. Pakitas lines up in position number 4. No Caleb Birtles again this week as well. Lemon 87 in position number 5. Muller and Justin Ladaway 6th as 7th. Zane Wheeler in position number 8. And then Ali B, Matt McCallum, right just outside that top 8 in 9th and 10th. Then BBL Gazoo, some way behind, wasn't able to get a lap together in qualifying to set a proper time. And then Prying Stingray and Nick Dalton down the order in 12th and 13th. Did not set a time in this qualifying session. They will start from the back in this one. What a race of action we have coming up for you very, very shortly. All the action coming to you live. We apologise again. The broadcast was delayed this week, so if you're watching this live, it is a day later. We do apologise, but hopefully you're still enjoying the action nonetheless. Let's jump down now to the track. We're getting ready to go for the race. Here is our pole sitter, Ribwine Ibn Hamza. The lights are out and we are away. Cars still coming through the final corner, so they'll be a little bit spread out here. The quick start off the line means that a couple drivers in the background are actually going to be spread out off the start here. Looking down the run, this is BBL Gazoo and Prying Stingray, putting him right under pressure straight away up in front. Ali B, Matt McCallum also feeling a bit of pressure side by side in front, around the outside. Ali B and Zane Wheeler in the background. Prying Stingray also still trying to find a way past BBL Gazoo, who's got a great start off the line here. Stingray and Nick Dalton not setting a time in qualifying. Pushing along at the back here is Stingray trying to find a way past Zane Wheeler. Lost a couple spots there to move back down into 9th position off the start. But it is Ribwine Ibn Hamza that leads the way. Look at the slipstream as they run down the front straight now. Half-second slowdown for DJ. He is going to feel that around a circuit like this. That's a long time to be out of the throttle, especially given the fast nature of this track. We are looking at Ribwine Ibn Hamza, a nice panoramic shot of his car. The Serbian filling in again this week. Lights flashing on the Art DJ car. And there's 5 of them even, running line astern into the first chicane on the Mulsanne Straight. Who's going to get a nice run here? It looks like Sharky's got a nice run off the chicane, running down the second phase of this Mulsanne Straight towards the second chicane. Goes back the other way. So the first chicane goes to the right. The second chicane goes to the left. Look at these retro liveries on some of these cars as well this week. They look fantastic. The PHE cars looking brilliant as always. And they are 5 in a row. Nothing separating any of them. Oh, had a little bit of a moment there for 1187 under brakes. Gets the car stopped though. Pulls it up. Pushes on. It is a long lap around here, folks. We are going to be waiting a while for them to come around and finish this lap. Being further back in the fields. Have Ali B still in 7th, same wheel. Look at this little group. We've got a nice little group here. This is Wheeler. Also, Gazoo, McCallum, and Stingray all part of this. Nick Dalton also getting into it as well. We've got half-second slowdown for BBL Gazoo, so he's going to feel that coming up very, very shortly as they get to the end of the straight and run down towards Indianapolis now. Oh, and this is in front. This is Zane Wheeler and Ali B going for it. The two of them side by side. Ali B has the outside line. He will try and hold that car there to maintain track position. It'll come to the inside as they get through, but Ali B ahead. Sorry, that was Ali B, the retro livery on the... oh, it's Justin Ladaway. I apologise. Justin, I thought that was Wheeler that was up there, but Justin loses a spot to Ali B. So Ali B up into 7th place. Look at the Apple-inspired Porsche livery on that. The hypercars were running that recently in IMSA, and it looked absolutely fantastic. And now they've put it on the 911 GT3 car. It looks just as brilliant. It's still going on back here, by the way. Served that slowdown has BBL Gazoo. He's dropped to, about to drop to last place alongside his teammate. And will actually drop to last place now considerably. So at the front of the field, DJ's dropped to 4th. Still in this queue. He's actually got 1187 right behind him. So there is a massive amount of pressure. And Muller also part of this. Look at that Defy Audi. That looks great. The retro Audi. Absolutely fantastic. As do a lot of these cars. And now our DJ will feel a little bit thankful that his teammate is under pressure from Muller in the background, because he is certainly needing the breathing space if he wants to get back into this race. Nice off the curb there, off the final chicane, and across the line to complete lap number 1, start lap number 2. I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, hard tyres are the required tyre for this race, and I think pretty much everyone has elected to get that hard tyre. I know the mediums for Ali B, that probably is a telling story of the pace they have, like he has early on here. Everyone else, though, electing to go for that hard tyre. Get it out of the way now. Not a single other car on track that has that medium tyre on at the early stages of this one. Side by side with Nick Dalton and Prying Stingray. Dalton gets that move done up into position number 11 now. These guys very, very quick. Dalton has been very quick the last couple of weeks, but couldn't get a time together in qualifying. Meant that he started at the back of the field. Now has to work his way forward. He's got Matt McCallum next in the queue to try and pass. Justin Ladaway also still falling down the queue. He was lost a spot to Wheeler. Now, it doesn't look to be carrying any damage that I can see on that car, so Wheeler not on mediums either. So just trying to work out what exactly is the telling story here for this car, because it's peculiar to say the least that he's falling down the order here early on. Sure, there will be an explanation. That's Ali B very, very wide, and he's going to lose a spot here to Wheeler. Potentially could lose a spot to Justin Ladaway as well. Gets a half-second slowdown for his troubles. Ran very wide. And now, side by side with Justin Ladaway, down the second phase of the Mulsanne straight towards the second of the 2 chicanes. They are still side by side. He's trying to use the slipstream. Look at them all close up to each other here. And under brakes we go, and that is sorted out in favour of Ali B, but Justin's not done with it yet. Sliding on the exit for Ali B, and they're all getting checked up, trying to not make contact with each other. Justin right in under the rear wing now of Ali B. Could find a way past here, potentially pulls to the inside for what will be the inside at the hairpin down the bottom of the Mulsanne straight, over the hill, under the total bridge sign, or the total bridge. Up the inside, still there, under brakes. Ali B just that little bit stronger, a little bit of contact there with Justin front to rear. That could also be lag. There was a slight amount of contact, and they'll push on as they were. This battle at the back of the field is very, very spicy. Ali B not done with this yet. Wants to try and get past Wheeler. Has that half-second slowdown, though, so keep in mind, he's going to have to serve that at some point in the lap coming up, which I believe the restart zone is coming up very soon. There we go. So the bar will appear above their head to signify that they're going to have to slow down very, very soon. Everyone behind should gain a couple positions up the inside. Nick Dalton on Justin Ladaway gets that move done. Justin drops to 10th position now. Slowdown being served for Ali B. Puts the indicator on to say they're off to the right-hand side, and through go a number of cars now. Flying Stingrays also found a way past Justin Ladaway. They're actually side by side. Well, they were side by side, but Justin falling back in this field at the early stages. So 44 Porsche, not quite as gripped up around here as they'd like to be. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, we do have a change of lead. Ridwan Ibn Hams has actually dropped down to 5th place, and Sharky now leads the way in this race. So something has happened to Ridwan. Not quite sure what. We were too focused on that battle at the back of the pack to see exactly what had happened there. But this is still really close. Potentially a slowdown maybe for Ridwan is the reason why he dropped down to 5th place, considering he is still with this pack. So it wouldn't have been a crash. There's no damage on that car either, which would be telling of an impact. At the moment, all is looking well for Ridwan. He is in control of his car now once again. The hardest part here this evening will be those track limits, getting a slowdown penalty. That'll cost you so much time in this race. The last thing you want to do, costing yourself time, sliding on the exit from the Ferrari. Look at the curbs. Curb cam there is absolutely fantastic. It just looks great with all those cars rolling across the curb like that. We start lap number 3. Ducky now starting to build a lead, so he's pulling away here. He doesn't want anything to do with this group. He wants to get off into the distance, or sprint off into the distance and disappear up the road to try and create a bit of breathing space for these cars behind. Pakitas under pressure from DJ and Lemon, the two PHE cars. Pulls to, or be the inside for the chicane coming up now. There's a long way to go before we get there though. Pulls in front, so has the speed difference, but it's going to fall back in favour of Pakitas now because he's in the slipstream. So drops back in behind, and here comes 1187. Going to go up the inside of both of them here into the braking zone at the chicane. Moves up into 2nd place. So that is a brilliant move. Timed that run to perfection. Sat back, let DJ and Pakitas try and work that out between them, and then waited for the right moment in the slipstream to just breeze past both of them into the braking zone for the first chicane. And now Ridwan is right back in this as well. He is under the rear wing of his stablemate in Pakitas. What will happen here? He's trying to give him a push actually and be a bit strategic, get him up there to try and go ahead. They're all pushing each other. Maybe they're trying to catch Sharky now. Realize they need to work together if they want to get to the front of this race. Muller trying to keep with these guys, losing touch ever so slightly. But it is fantastic battling back here. Meanwhile, in this group, a slowdown penalty for Prying Stingray, who's putting pressure on Wheeler, who also has a half second. So 2 cars with a half second. Justin's back up to 9th. Ali B's down in 10th now from BBL Gazoo. Nick Dalton has dropped to 12th. And Matt McCallum at the back of this field with another half second slowdown. So it's all happening. There's 2 distinct groups here in this race. The front half and the back half of the field, all in their little packs. Up the inside now, Prying Stingray thought about a move. Justin Ladaway also thought about one. Then nose to tail, a concertina effect into the hairpin out towards Indianapolis. There is plenty of action in the opening stages of this race. 10 minutes down. Guys, we're missing our overlay. We'll get that on for you, folks. Apologies for the overlay missing. I turn it off every week to get some B-roll footage for our results screens, and then the must have slipped my mind to turn it back on, so I apologise, but it's back on now. See on our screen, it is round 4 of the championship. And a yellow flag ahead. Something has happened, and it is Lemon 87. So off the road. He was in 2nd place not too long ago. And now multiple drivers in the background serving that slowdown. Look at Stingray right off to the side. And through goes Justin Ladaway up into 7th place, if you don't mind. And Ali B also will try and follow through here. BBL Gazoo, Dalton not able to capitalise the way I think he would have liked. Wheeler drops back to 12th place, still with a slowdown, so gets another one for his troubles. Multiple drivers with slowdowns in this field. That's going to be the story of the evening. Sharky continuing to distance himself a little bit. Apologies there. distance himself a little bit from this field. That is growing and drives into the pit lane. So lap 3, they decided enough is enough, time to come in for a stop. And he is the only one that's actually come in here. No one else. Everyone in Ams has followed him in with a 1 second hold penalty. So that'll be served at the slowdown zone next time out. And I believe that's for going off track on entry. But everyone else is pushing on. So, everyone else is pushing on here. No one else deciding that the lane is worth it at this stage. Sharky, is he in the bay yet? He is not in the bay. Nick Dalton's actually also dived in as well. So it's a long pit lane here at Le Mans. Have to wait a while before you get to your box. Here we go. Into the lane. That's 20 odd seconds of transit time so far, plus whatever is additional here, about another 10, 12 seconds. That is a long time. Fuel going in. Fuel also going in for rib bump. Fuel start to go in. So 90 litres is what he feels like he needs to get to the end of this race. But at the moment, at the front of the field, Pakitas has inherited the race lead from DJ, from Muller, who has a half-second slowdown. Lemon 87 back into 4th. Then Ali B, Justin Ladaway, and BBL Gazoo. It's still going on with this group. Prying Stingray's putting pressure on Gazoo now down the Mulsanne. So it's still going on here. This is all happening, folks, on lap number 4. We are not quite at the halfway point yet of this race. Wheeler, Callum, and then our cars that have stopped. Oh, under brakes, they're looking very aggressive, but no one going for a move at this stage. Possibly aware that the first chicane, if you go for a move here, you are vulnerable to getting that place lost again in chicane number 2. So you have to be pretty smart about where you go for an overtake. Unfortunately, Stingray's lost a bit of ground here, and Gazoo, Ladaway, and Ali B working together. Here goes Gazoo, as I say that. And they're searching for real estate. Will they go 3 wide here? Gazoo's trying to find a gap between the two of them. Not able to make that happen. Has to pick which one he wants to try and stick with to push forward. Up the inside. Ali B just fends, though, at this stage. Holds on to the position from Justin Ladaway after being side by side. Last of the late breakers into the second chicane. Now, that's side by side with Gazoo and Justin Ladaway. So it's still going. Yeah, and this is great racing between these guys, and it's great to see it's not spread out yet. I think that's absolutely fantastic. The racing is still very close. Around the outside now for BVL. Gazoo not able to hold on, though, and will stay in behind. So gains a spot on Justin, but still falls behind. Ali B looking to the outside, which will become the inside on the run towards Indianapolis. Back to the outside then, but this is key track position now. He should be ahead and is. Ali straight into the slipstream to try and find a way past. That's the key to the racing here at Le Mans. You got to be in the slipstream and then straight out of the slipstream, straight back into an overtake, and then back into the slipstream. A bit of contact between the two of them side by side into Indianapolis, but they get it sorted out. The switchback is on here for Ali B, but they'll be caught on the outside again. Half a second slowdown for BBL Gazoo. That's not ideal at all. Won't serve it this time, but so has to wait an entire lap. A little bit of wall contact there on the exit. And they all fan out now to sort this out. It's BBL Gazoo from Ali B, from Prying Stingray, Justin Ladaway. Now coming under pressure from his teammate, Matt McCallum. Wheeler's dropped off the back of this group, though. Will we see anyone come into the lane this time by... Darky's on the medium tyre. Feels like he will get to the end from here on a set of mediums. And Ali B is ahead in 6th place, but as is DJ Pakitas at the front of this field into the lane. So pit stops now happening for this front group. Muller pushes on. Goes 1187. Will Ali B? Nope. Comes in. Sorry, stays out. Gazoo is staying out. So Justin Ladaway, Prying Stingray, Matt McCallum in. Wheeler will stay out. And then here comes, these are our race leaders. So these guys have already stopped. But that leaves 5 cars left to stop in this field. They are Muller, who leads the way from Lemon 87, from Ali B, from Gazoo. We're watching these pit stops now. Where is Sharky coming through the final couple of corners now? So he should jump up the order here on exit. I would see no reason why he wouldn't. There is DJ, and he'll come out behind. So, into provisional second, provisional third for Pakitas. Ridwan will go through on Dalton. And Dalton actually jumps Prying Stingray and Justin Ladaway. So that clean air has been crucial for Dalton to get track position. And he has a fairly hefty gap over these guys. And sits in provisional, where is my order? Provisional fourth at the moment for Nick Dalton, waiting for a number of drivers still to perform their pit stops. So the top 5 yet to stop in this race. Muller and Lemon 87, who has a slow down for Lemon. That is unfortunate. That's the fastest lap of the race, though, with a 4:01.5. Not the fastest we've seen today, but it's certainly quick, especially in race trim. I would suspect as we get onto mediums, we will see faster, though. Keep an eye on this. Keeping an eye on the front of this field. Second slowdown to be served for 1187 at the end of the Mulsanne Straight. Trying to fight for the lead of this race, though. Ali B and Gazoo also fighting. There's a battle for the lead of the race in the hands of Muller and Lemon. One second slowdown. Sorry, I was in the middle of a massive yawn there. I am feeling it on this Thursday afternoon, folks. That is for sure. It has been a long week. With VVL Gazoo, a 1 second slowdown. That's a huge slowdown penalty for Gazoo. Half second for Lemon 87. Dylan behind Muller. First and second, and this will be the time that Muller serves that penalty. Gazoo's going to lose this spot to Ali B. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, it is pretty close between DJ and Pakitas for effective second on the road. Rimba and Hams are not too far behind them. He's done the fastest middle sector. So he is flying now, putting the power down to try and make some inroads on this group in front. Is Ridwan desperate to join the battle for the podium, maybe even help out his teammate in Pakitas to move up the order ever so slightly. We're on lap 5. Next time I'll start lap number 6. About 15 minutes remaining in this race once they do cross the line. Number of cars yet to stop. Our effective race leader is Sharky, who has a fair gap to the front of the field. All starting to spread out a little bit now down the order. Closest battles on track are actually were for the podium. Here we go. This is probably the closest battle on track, side by side. And around the outside swoops Pakitas and gets that move done. Muller and Lemon 87 into the lane. Ali B and Gazoo should also dive in this time by. Once they reach the pit lane, of course. And as a consequence, Wheeler should also jump in. He does. So all cars that are yet to stop, except Ali B. Ali B is pushed on. I apologise. Ali B is pushing on with this. Yet to stop in this race. So we'll go another lap on the current set of tyres that are on the medium tyre, pushing as long as they can on the mediums. As late into this race as possible. But Sharky will inherit the provisional race lead. Where are these guys going to come out, though? You're going in for Muller. He will possibly come out here behind DJ and Pakitas, maybe even Dalton, if he's not careful. Bill is finished going in, and he'll come out on track on the medium tyres behind Ridwan, but ahead of Nick Dalton. There is Nick Dalton at speed. Can he close in? He's going to be close, but I think he will stay ahead for now, Muller. He's on colder tyres, though. He has to get them up to temperature very quickly. Try and defend here from Dalton. This is for 5th place and a top 5 result. Muller would love a top 5 result again, once again, for Defy Motorsports. And Nick Dalton would love to come from the back of the field to finish inside the top 5. What a story that would be. Pull that off in this one. And now they'll get onto the Mulsanne, and the slipstream will become the key at this stage. This is the battle we are watching. Here he goes. Look at the closing rate. He's actually trying to push him. They're trying to work together here, potentially, to catch up to Ribwine. Even Hams are in front, so get even closer to the front of this field. You can see Nick Dalton's actually just trying to roll out of it. So there's a bit of teamwork here maybe happening. Try and make some ground on the cars in front. They know they're a little bit detached, so if they can catch Ribwine, they could both be then able to work together. Maybe get him with a shot of a podium here, if they can then convince Ribwine to work together with them. Just look at what Dalton does here. Contact pushes him forward. That's that little bit of a speed boost, and then as a result, there's a bit of yo-yoing. He'll get pulled with him in the slipstream. Across the curb. Lap 6 of 9. That's the closest battle on track at the moment. Only one car left to serve that pit stop, and that is Ali B in first place. Muller and Dalton continuing to work together in this one. DJ is closing up a little bit to Pakitas. Let's go on board here with DJ. Give you a little bit of an understanding, folks, of just what it is like to do a lap around here. We haven't done one of these this season. We usually try and do one if we can at each circuit. But we won't do the full lap. We'll just do the end of the lap from Indianapolis here. So turn up the volume. Enjoy this one. This is what it is like to wield an Audi around the famous Le Mans circuit. Love the way he throws the car across the curbs there at the end of the lap. That is some brilliant wheel work. That is his best lap so far, but it is invalid for our DJ. So you'll push on, trying to catch Pakitas. Meanwhile, here is the battle between Muller and Dalton. So it is very, very close now across the start-finish line to start lap number 7. So only 3 laps remaining, including this one, 2 at the start-finish line. It is the pointy end of this race for these guys. It is crunch time to try and get something happening. Ordinarily, probably where I'd hand off to a co-commentator. It unfortunately is myself. If you'd love to be involved, if you'd love to commentate on some of these races, obviously we prefer if you're racing in this series, racing in this division, in Division 1, that you aren't commentating. But look, it happens. But if you would like to join me in the commentary booth for one of the remaining 5 rounds of AGT, then I would love... Is it 5 or is it 4? I think it's 4, actually. I think this is the hard... Yeah, I think it is 4. We have 8. I don't know why I had in my head that we have 9. I'm just going to do some league admin checking while I do this. Yeah, it's 8 rounds. So if you'd like to join me for any of the last 4 rounds, then please let me know. We'd love to have you. We are looking at potentially... for the last 2 rounds, and I can't guarantee this is going to happen, but usually this, my preference would be to record this at the time that it happens, so we can get qualifying and we can get the race all in one. However, I commentate a different league on Tuesday nights, which prevents me from doing it at the time of. So the last 2 rounds though of this championship, I'm actually my series that I regularly commentate on Tuesday night has finished, which means I will have Tuesday night availability. So depending on lobby sizes, there's an opportunity to jump in and watch this live, which means we'll get active driver splits. We'll get qualifying as well. It'll be a great time. We'll have a great experience. However, we will need to. That's still a work in progress, and it may not happen. But for those last 2 rounds, please keep in mind that if you race on a Tuesday night, you may not be able to jump in the booth because, yeah, we do have obviously Tuesday. Everyone races Tuesday night. The advantage to that is for the last couple of rounds, you may also be able to have a chat to some drivers and have a conversation following the race about how they were feeling in this one. So we don't get that opportunity with these races on when we record them in post. So currently recording this on a Thursday. Usually it's recorded on a Wednesday. We don't get the opportunity to have a chat to the drivers after the race to get their thoughts and feelings. So last 2 rounds, keep an eye out. Something special is potentially in the works there, and we will see if we can not make something happen for you. And haven't actually spoken to any of the admins about that yet. I've just sort of had that idea that came into my head this week, looking at the calendar and trying to sort out a couple of things, and now it's looking like it could come to fruition. But I have to. This may be how they find out, and if it is how they find out, it probably is, because I haven't messaged him about it yet. But Ribbon Evan Hamza has served a slowdown. He's going to lose 2 spots here. 1 to Muller, potentially 1 to Dalton as well. And actually, he's defended that position from Dalton quite nicely. So holds on for now to P6, but served a slowdown and lost P number 5. But yes, so hopefully the admin's okay with that. Ali B finally into the lane. 2 litres of fuel left in that car. He has wrung the neck out of that thing, pushed the tyres off as well to go as long as possible in this race with only 2 laps to go at the line. Muller creating a little bit of breathing distance between himself and everyone, and Nick Dalton as well. Lemon 87, half-second slowdown behind these guys. Then it's Prying Stingray, Justin Ladaway in P10, Matt McCallum, Zane Wheeler, and BBL Gazoo at the front of the field. Sharky leads the way. And then Bakitas and DJ are starting to close in once again. So they're getting close again on the road, which is perfect. Like some close battles, especially for the podium towards the back end of this one. And 3 laps to go, roughly a 4-minute lap time. About 8 or so minutes to go, give or take, at the line for these guys. I'm so tired today. I apologise, folks. I'm not going quiet because I don't know what to talk about. I'm going quiet because my body has decided it's going to continuously yawn the entire time I commentate. And because I don't have a co-commentator to pass off to, it's just going to be filled with awkward silences. So I apologise. But look, I probably shouldn't apologise. But hey, I just don't think I'm running out of things to talk about. I'm just yawning, and it's very frustrating. It's like I'm stuck in a constant state of yawning, and I'm sure we've all had that at some stage in our lives where we just yawn and yawn and yawn, and there's nothing else we can do. We can't stop it, and it's going to happen again. Here we go. Maybe it's just my body telling me I need sleep. However, sleep is overrated, I think. Ribbon Ibn Hamza holding on from Nick Dalton at this stage. Lemon 87 is actually not too far off the back of this group. You can see here. Has a half-second slowdown that he's carrying, which is not ideal at all. But with only a lap to go, could be a factor in this one. And that's trying to catch Muller as well. So Dalton's now using Ribbon as the assistance to catch him back up to Muller. Working together again. It was Muller and Dalton working together not that long ago to catch up to Ribbon. So, meanwhile, for second place, it's close, but it's not super close just yet. They have a fair bit of breathing space to those cars behind, though, and they are battling, so they can afford to be a little bit spread out. Ali B battling with Matt McCallum. After coming out of the pits, he's on the mediums, Matt McCallum. Whereas Ali B's had to put on those hard tyres, so it will be slower here. Should lose a place or 2. The podium battle is getting close, though. Who's going to come out on top in this situation? Will it be DJ, will it be Mr. McSweeney or will it be Pakitas? Adam Elzine out on top. Remains to be seen. We have a handful of laps to go. Well, I say a handful of laps. We've got 2 laps to go, 1 at the line. So a lap and a half left in this race, not even. Man, at the front of the field, quite comfortable in his lead at the moment over the fields. Not interested in even remotely looking like having an issue at all. He is well and truly in control of this field right now. Driving beautifully. DJ Pakitas locked in a battle for 3rd. Battle for 4th. Is at the moment going the way of Muller. Dalton trying to work with Ribban, but they're stuck. They're getting held up through here. The Viper not as quick through the Porsche curves as the Audi. As a result, that is hampering the progress that Dalton is trying to make on this race, and may just be better going for the overtake at some point, really. Through the final chicane now. The final 2 chicanes, I should say. Chicane number 1 into chicane number 2. Out of the final corner to start the last lap of the race. Last lap of the race belongs to Sharky with a 3:59.9. He's in the 4:01s though at the moment. Those mediums well past their best right now. These two don't seem to care though. Those mediums over halfway used. They don't seem to mind. They are going to push each other all the way to the end of this. Which will be a fantastic finish when we do get there. Down the Mulsanne now. So this is one of the last key opportunities for DJ. He doesn't want to do this too early, but I think he's going to. He pulls to the inside. They are side by side down the Mulsanne, and he is ahead. So he does pull ahead of Pakitas, Adam Elzine. Darren McSweeney moves up into 2nd on the road ahead of the FR Racing Ferrari, but this is the opportunity now for Pakitas to try and come back at him. A good drive off the first chicane will set him up. Exactly what he has to do here. Just set himself up to go for the move. Close right up, but I don't think he's going to be able to. DJ looks pretty quick in a straight line at the moment, and it will go the way of DJ for now. Meanwhile, Ribban, Dalton, will they work together? Half-second slowdown for Dalton. Not ideal at all. He's actually going to go for the move on Ribban to the inside line on the run towards the 2nd chicane on the Mulsanne. Gets that done under brakes. Up into position number 5, but for how long? Keep an eye on Lemon 87. He's in the background here. Hallas, Kane Hallas is willing to be a part of this as well. Could see himself into the top 5 positions. That would be a great result for him. Had a bit of hard luck so far this season, so to see him in the top 5 would be fantastic. Sun shines finally here at Le Mans. We've been waiting all race for the sun to come out, and finally does so on the last lap. Up the inside, Ribban! Not deep enough alongside to make that work. Settle in behind. And now Ribban, I think, just needs to be patient here. He'll know that Dalton's got the slowdown in front. He just needs to sort of wait for his opportunity here, not battle too hard. He's going to get that spot back anyway when Dalton pulls off to the inside to the right-hand side to serve that slowdown after Indianapolis. But, again, he'll want to get this done fairly quickly. He's got a very, very angry, very racy Lemon 87 Kane Hallas behind him. Off the road for Muller a little bit there. What's happening in front? It is still the way of our DJ after that beautiful overtake into the first of the 2 chicanes. Slowdown penalty to be served. Pulls to the inside now. Nick Dalton will probably drop behind both of these guys as a result. And does so. Lemon 87 will get ahead and stay there. The back of the field. Is there any close battles down the back at the moment? There's a couple close battles, but nothing too major. At the front of the field, though, it is all about this man. He hasn't got much TV time again today. The absence of Caleb Birtles has meant that the championship has been blown wide open, and this man has certainly stepped up, made a mark, and in the Lancer, no less. So making it work in an unconventional car this season, but through the final 2 chicanes, he will come across the line to win at Le Mans, the retro round for the AGT Championship. Winner is Sharky. DJ finishes in a beautiful P2, followed by Pakitis. And then across the line in position number 4, one of his best results of the season, it is Muller to finish in 4th, holding on from Ridwan Ibn Hamza. 2 seconds slowdown at the line for Dalton. He's going to be jumped by Lemon 87. Stingray will finish just behind, so he loses a spot there at the line. Nick Dalton to Lemon 87 for cutting. Justin Ludaway out of fuel, just makes it to the end. So ran out of fuel at the line, finishes in P9, rolling across the line. BVL Gazoo inside the 10, then Wheeler at the line gets Ali B. So out of the final corner, Ali B's run out of fuel as well. So Ali B under fuel, just didn't make it and ran out of fuel at the end. What a finish there. That's the second time this season drivers have run out of fuel at the line, and Justin Ludaway, Ali B, running out of fuel. Pakitis felt that in round 1 at Grand Valley Highway. The results here on your screen. Sharky comes home in position number 1 from Art DJ in P2. Then it's Pakitis and Muller. Ridwan Ibn Hamza, then Lemon 87 because Nick Dalton had a 2-second penalty handed to him by the game that he had to serve after he crossed the line, which dropped him down to 7th. Stingray finishes the last spot inside that top 8. So the 2 guys that started at the back of the field in Nick Dalton and Prying Stingray finish inside the top 8. A beautiful result. Right out of fuel towards the end of this one, Justin Ludaway makes it to home in 9th place from BBL Gazoo, from Wheeler, and then Ali B, who also ran out of fuel at the end, finishes in P12, and Matt McCallum a P13. Now, we don't have a championship graphic, but I can tell you what your championship does look like, folks. And at the top of the leaderboard, it is Sharky, which he is in command of this championship now. He is on 81 points. I'm looking at my numbers here. 81 points, and the next person closest to him is 65, which is Oz Nico or Nick Dalton. And it's our DJ, Darren McSweeney, on 63. So the close battle for 2nd and 3rd is actually quite close. Caleb Birtle sits 4th on 59. Then it's Muller in P5, tied with Lemon 87. Actually, they're both on 56 points. And it's Prying Stingray in Pakitis in P7, Prying Stingray P8, Justin Ludaway and Matt McCallum 9th and 10th, Ali B, BVL Gazoo, Zane Wheeler, and then our 2 privateers in Ridwan and AGT K. down the back of the field. But what a finish to that race. Another action-packed round once again. I apologise again for yawning so much. I will go and get some rest, and we'll be back next week for round number 5. And I am, for one, very, very much looking forward to this one. We get into the second half of the season. It's Alsace Village in reverse. That will be absolutely fantastic. There is always exciting racing to be had at that circuit, and doing it in reverse to run up the hill. So we have 20 laps coming your way next week with a mandatory soft tyre as well. So keep an eye out for that. Hopefully back to our normal time of next Wednesday. But if not, there will be something posted in the Discord about it. If you'd like to jump in the commentary box with me, please do reach out. We can have a chat. We can try and set something up. I know people have reached out in the past, but I sort of forget at times. So make sure you reach out again, and we can certainly have a chat. But for now, that will do it here today. Big thank you to Precise Lubrications, Sheet Metal Mafia, if I can get my words out, Sheet Metal Mafia, and AM Weight Designs. But Precise Lubrications are our primary sponsor of the category, and AM Weight Designs and Sheet Metal Mafia are our league sponsors and have been here since the beginning. We thank them all for their support. We thank you for your support as well. We appreciate you tuning in, watching along on your Thursday night. If you are, hopefully this is posted before the racing this evening. So if you are racing tonight, a very good luck to you and go well. If not, if it's posted afterwards, I hope you went well. And we'll look forward to seeing you on track once again next week. But for now, stay safe, look after each other. We'll see you very, very soon. As always, my name's been Isaac Fogarty. Bye-bye.
Trying to make some sense.